Purification of Karmic Obscurations. The translation. Homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Thus did I hear at one time. The Bhagavan was dwelling at Amrapali's grove in Vaisali, in the company of a great monastic assembly of about 500 monks and 32,000 great Bodhisattva Mahasattvas, such as the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, destroyer of pride, sublime knowledge displayed with luminosity, like a lotus flower, king of light diffusion, embodiment always appearing like an honorable image, all doubts diminished. He whose intelligence is like an ocean of arrayed jewels, abode of myriad flowers, king of utterly clear melody, lamp of the light king, golden light of the glorious essence, mighty one, subjugator of all places, king of openly proclaiming melody, embodiment of enchanting splendor, the great Bodhisattva Mahasattva, youthful Manjushri, and others. In all, he was accompanied by 32,000 great Bodhisattva Mahasattvas. At that time, the monk called Stainless Light came to the great city of Vaisali to beg for alms. As he made his alms round, he arrived at a prostitute's home, not knowing whose it was. The moment the monk went into her home, lustful intentions were aroused in the prostitute, who thought, "I will not let this monk go without sleeping with him. If I fail, I will die." Once the monk had come inside, she immediately shut the door and told him, "It would be wrong for you not to sleep with me. Unless you sleep with me, I will die." The monk's Stainless Light protested to the prostitute, "Auntie, I must train in the great precepts prescribed by the Buddha. I dare not engage in sexual activity. Please let me go. I would rather die than engage in sexual activity." At this, the prostitute thought, "If I use a certain secret mantra and drug to seduce the monk, he will surely engage in blissful acts with me. I shall definitely use that secret mantra and drug on this monk." But she said to him, "I, too, have no desire to destroy or impair the Buddha's prescribed precepts. Most graciously accept my alms." With these words she went inside, bewitched the food with magic spells and secret mantras, and poured it into the monk's begging bowl. As soon as she had poured out his food, the monk suddenly gave rise to immoral thoughts. Fantasizing, he gave rise to enormous longing. When the prostitute noticed the change in the monk's expression, she grabbed him with her right hand, led him to the bed, and they slept with each other. After the monk had had his pleasure from dallying with the prostitute, he collected his alms, went to the main temple, and thought, "Oh, woe is me! I have just violated all that is contained in the Buddha's great teaching of moral conduct. As I have violated my moral conduct, I am no longer worthy to partake of faithful people's offerings. I shall fall into the great hell realms." He approached his monastic companions and said, "I have neglected my moral conduct. As I am no longer an ordained devotee, I shall fall into the great hell realms." His monastic companions asked, "Why did you neglect your moral conduct?" So he recounted to them exactly how it happened. "Venerable Stainless Light," his monastic companions said, "the Bodhisattva Mahasattva called Youthful Manjushri is expert in expunging all wrongdoings. He is expert in dispelling all obscurations. He has attained patient forbearance in seeing all phenomena as non-arising. Even the Bhagavan speaks well of him, praising and extolling him. So, Venerable One, please come. We shall go to meet Youthful Manjushri. He will be able to dispel your distress." Then, without eating his food, the monk Stainless Light, together with his monastic companions, left for the abode of Youthful Manjushri. When they entered the presence of Youthful Manjushri, they exchanged some joyful and delightful conversation, and then recounted to Youthful Manjushri what had happened. After these explanations, Youthful Manjushri told the monk Stainless Light, "Monk, eat some of this food. Once you have eaten, tell the Bhagavan about this and follow the Bhagavan's instructions." As soon as the monk Stainless Light had eaten, he and his monastic companions, together with Youthful Manjushri, left for the abode of the Bhagavan. Upon entering his presence, they touched their heads to the feet of the Bhagavan, and after circumambulating the Bhagavan 3 times, they sat down to one side of him. The monk's stainless light was too ashamed to be able to speak to the Bhagavan, so youthful Manjushri rose from his seat, draped his outer robe over one shoulder, knelt on his right knee, joined palms before the Bhagavan, and relayed to the Bhagavan everything that had happened. When he had been told what had happened, the Bhagavan asked Monk Stainless Light, "Monk, is it true that you did thus?" "Bhagavan, yes, it is true," replied Stainless Light. "Monk," asked the Bhagavan, "did you have a prior intention to engage in lustful conduct?" "Bhagavan, no, I did not," replied Stainless Light. "Monk," asked the Bhagavan, "if lustful thoughts did not arise, how did you come to engage in lustful conduct?" "Bhagavan, my lustful mind arose later on," replied Stainless Light. "Monk," asked the Bhagavan, "did you engage in your passionate act with that mind?" "Bhagavan, no, I did not," replied Stainless Light. "Monk, when their minds are afflicted, sentient beings become controlled by their afflictions. When their minds are purified, they become pure. Is this not the Dharma I taught?" asked the Bhagavan. "Bhagavan, yes, it is," replied Stainless Light. "Monk, what do you think?" asked the Bhagavan. "In your sleep, when dreaming, did you ever engage in passionate acts?" "Bhagavan, yes, I did," replied Stainless Light. "Monk," asked the Bhagavan, "do you not know that it is your mind that engaged in passionate conduct?" "Bhagavan, I do know that," replied Stainless Light. "Monk," asked the Bhagavan, "do you think there is a difference such that your dreaming mind and your waking mind are separate and distinct?" "Bhagavan, I do not see the slightest distinction between the dreaming mind and the waking mind," replied Stainless Light. "Monk, what do you think?" asked the Bhagavan. "Have I not taught that all phenomena are like dreams?" "Bhagavan, yes, you have," replied Stainless Light. "Monk, what do you think?" asked the Bhagavan. "Are dreams true?" "Bhagavan, no, they are not," replied Stainless Light. "Monk, what do you think?" asked the Bhagavan. "Are not the dreaming mind and the waking mind non-existent?" "Bhagavan, they are indeed non-existent. Sugata, they are indeed non-existent," replied Stainless Light. "Monk, what do you think?" asked the Bhagavan. "Could something non-existent exist anywhere?" "Bhagavan, no, it could not," replied Stainless Light. "Monk, what do you think?" asked the Bhagavan. "Could something non-existent arise?" "Bhagavan, no, it could not," replied Stainless Light. "Monk, what do you think?" asked the Bhagavan. "Could something non-arising arise or cease? Could it become controlled by afflictions or cleansed?" "Bhagavan, no, it could not," replied Stainless Light. "Monk, what do you think?" asked the Bhagavan. "Could non-arising phenomena go to the hell realms, or to the birthplace of an animal, or to the realm of the Lord of Death?" "Bhagavan, since these things are non-arising and do not exist, it would be impossible for them to go to the lower realms," replied Stainless Light. "Monk," continued the Bhagavan, "while all phenomena are luminous in this way, childish ordinary beings construct unreal phenomena, construct erroneous qualities, and have constructed all phenomena, which are in fact insignificant and worthless. And thus they will go to hell, animal states of birth, and to the realm of the Lord of Death. Monk, furthermore, all phenomena are untrue. They have the characteristic that once created they do not remain. Monk, all phenomena are compounded, childish ordinary beings give rise to attachment, hatred, and delusion. Monk, all phenomena arise from distorted perceptions. Monk, all phenomena lack existence, their very essence is like a mirage. Monk, all phenomena lack a core, they are like space. Monk, as all phenomena are devoid of reality, they are not real entities. Monk, as all phenomena are deep like space, they are deep. Monk, as all phenomena are unperceived, they are wide open. Monk, as all phenomena are utterly void, they are non-abiding. Monk, as all phenomena have no worth for anything at all, they are unreliable. Monk, as all phenomena are without worth whatsoever, they are baseless. Monk, as all phenomena are devoid of afflicted concepts, they are unfettered. Monk, as all phenomena are non-arising by nature, they are entirely free from pain. Monk, as all phenomena are void, they are unobscured. Monk, as all phenomena are free of hatred by nature, there is no hatred. Monk, as all phenomena are luminous by nature, there is no delusion. Monk, as all phenomena are like hallucinations, there is no karmic maturation. Monk, as all phenomena appear mistakenly, they are like illusions. Monk, as all phenomena are constructed falsely, they are non-abiding. Monk, as childish ordinary beings project existence onto non-existent phenomena, they act completely blindly. Monk, as all phenomena are mutually contradictory conditions, they are non-arising. Monk, as all phenomena are without path, they are unattached. Monk, as all phenomena are not truly afflicted, they are free from afflictions. Monk, as all phenomena are as immaculate as space, they are stainless. Monk, as all phenomena are nothing but void, they are nothing whatsoever. Monk, as all phenomena are inherently non-arising, they are tamed. Monk, as all phenomena are devoid of an earlier limit, a later limit, and a middle, they are untrue. Monk, as no phenomena is the cause of another, phenomena are liberated. Monk, as all phenomena are like grass, wood, walls, and clods of dirt, they are material substance. Monk, as all phenomena are like space, they are essenceless. Monk, as no phenomena is anything to be attached to, phenomena are equal. Monk, as all phenomena are like a body of space and an empty hand, they cannot be grasped. Monk, as all phenomena have been the objects of thorough searches by those endowed with exalted wisdom, they are unobtained. Monk, as all phenomena are free of the three times, they are timeless. Monk, as all phenomena are nothing to be benightedly attached to, they are not to be engaged with. Monk, as all phenomena are devoid of obscurations, they are free of pain. Monk, as all phenomena are like nirvana, they are blissful. Monk, as all phenomena are without fearsomeness, they are not to be feared. Monk, as all phenomena are unobserved on this side, there is no other side. Monk, as all phenomena are incalculable, they are beyond measure. Monk, as the signs of all phenomena are insignificant, they are signless. Monk, as all phenomena lack wishes, they are wishless. Monk, as all phenomena have the nature of false formations, they are without actual formation. Monk, as all phenomena are undisturbed by discursive thought, they are unelaborated. Monk, as all phenomena are free of abiding, they are non-abiding. Monk, as all phenomena are always clear, they are unsullied. Monk, as the arising of all phenomena is unperceived, as their arising is insignificant, as their arising is worthless, as their arising is empty, and as their arising is peaceful, they are final nirvana. Monk, for these reasons, these phenomena are exactly as I have taught. Monk, dwelling within the essence of enlightenment, I have not perceived even the slightest phenomenon that arises, perishes, that is afflicted, cleansed, obscured, fettered, that is regretful or miserable. Why is that so? Monk, as all phenomena are at all times unafflicted, they are perfectly pure by nature. When the monk's stainless light heard this of the nature of phenomena, he felt satisfied and rejoiced. He was very happy, and felt joy and relief. Delighted to have no obscurations, he joined his palms before the Bhagavan, bowed, and spoke these verses to the Bhagavan. Ah, Buddha powerful, refuge of the worlds including gods, even though you needed no training, your good qualities rise above all. Homage to you who sets free all pain. You grant refuge to the protectorless, and give counsel to those without guide. You dwell on the peaceful path of bliss. Homage to you, Buddha powerful. You are the lamp for the blind of this world, granting sight to those who could not see. You free those beings who had no freedom. Homage to you, hero powerful. You are free from clinging and dislike, and teach lustful ones suffering. You have seen the lie of samsara's circle. Homage to you, wisdom's might supreme. Never attached because of discursive thoughts, freeing with inconceivable wisdom. Supreme in the three worlds, you are unstained and free of passions. Homage to you who are unstained and clean. I too shall enter awakening, shall end helpless beings' misery. Having attained such wisdom, I shall not be tainted by the lesser paths. I shall suffer for inconceivable myriads of aeons, but shall not forsake the Bodhi mind. Like the moon within a field of stars, is how you appear, world's guardian. Some with inferior minds, though they travel on the vast extensive sea, fail to collect many gems, but only bring back worthless trinkets. Likewise, in some, although they hear of the Buddha's manifestations and his strengths, awakened intent does not arise. They turn away from awakening and strive on the hearer's path. They will not pierce wisdom's vast expanse. It is just as someone with childish character, although they see the king surrounded by his court, finds inspiration only in the minister's skill, and will not fully pierce the knowledge of the king. Likewise, there are those who, although they hear of the great Buddha attributes and of his wisdom's magical display, decide upon the lower mind. They are lazy and their minds are weak. The non-attachment to the world of those of the inferior vehicle gives as much light as fireflies in the night. But those who work with the sun in all its splendor will, when they obtain that illumination, be divest of darkness. The Buddha's voice reaches the highest realms. The Buddha's voice reaches the noble born. The Buddha, supreme lamp for this world, illuminates all the world and the realms of the gods. Just as when a lion is seen among foxes, some may take interest in fox talk, and ignoring the lion's display, find delight in fox affairs. So too, when those who, among the hearers, see the supreme lion of man's display, but take delight in the lower vehicle, their powers will be one-sided indeed. May people who seek wisdom always expound on suffering to help the worldly ones. May they seek the wisdom, true and sublime, that is not the ground of common hearers. Hearing these verses of faith spoken by the monk Stainless Light, 42,000 sons of gods gave rise to the mind set on unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. Tossing Mandarava blossoms toward the Bhagavan, youthful Manjushri, and the monk Stainless Light, they proclaimed, "Monk, very good, very good. To thus pursue the enlightenment of a Buddha is to reciprocate the Tathagata's kindness." At that moment the Bhagavan smiled. An attribute of Bhagavan Buddhas is that whenever they smile, light radiates from their mouths in myriad colors such as blue, yellow, red, white, vermilion, crystalline, and silver. Diverse colors emerged, permeated infinite, limitless world systems with light, and extended up to the Brahma worlds. Outshining even the light of the sun and the moon, the light then returned, circled around the Bhagavan 3 times, and vanished into the crown of the Bhagavan's head. Then the Venerable Ananda rose from his seat. Draping his Dharma robe over one shoulder, he placed his right knee on the ground, faced the Bhagavan, joined his palms, and asked him, "As the Bhagavats, Tathagatas, Arhats, perfectly enlightened Buddhas, do not smile without causes and conditions, what is the cause of your smile, and what are the conditions for it?" "Ananda," replied the Bhagavan, "the monk Stainless Light has given rise to the mind set on enlightenment with noble intent. I therefore predict that the monk Stainless Light will attain unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. Ananda, in the future, after 10 aeons have passed, the monk Stainless Light will make offerings to 220 million Buddhas, and attain patient forbearance in seeing all phenomena as non-arising, in the presence of the Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly complete, Buddha Maitreya. He will also make offerings to all the Bhagavan Buddhas of the fortunate aeon. Thereafter, having fully matured, he will become the Tathagata, he who proclaims the lion's roar of conduct that is renowned to be the lotus of good qualities. Ananda, the Buddha field of that Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, he who proclaims the lion's roar of conduct that is renowned to be the lotus of good qualities, will be made with 7 precious attributes. There will be no hearers or solitary realizers. Only bodhisattvas will gather there. Furthermore, in this Buddha field, he will teach them the Dharma called the Wheel of No Return. Also, those bodhisattvas will swiftly awaken truly and completely into unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. Thus their Buddha field will become utterly purified by the excellence of exalted wisdom, and this world system will then be called endowed with infinite discourses. The Bhagavan then said to the Venerable Ananda, "Ananda, it is like this. In the same way that all darkness disappears when the sun rises, Ananda, so, likewise, whoever hears this Dharma discourse will attain full illumination, and will also obtain non-obscuration with regard to all phenomena." At this, the venerable Ananda asked the Bhagavan, Bhagavan, how does one become obscured, and how non-obscured? The Bhagavan told him, Never mind, Ananda. What use is it for you to ask questions on that point? Ananda, if the Tathagata explained everything about obscuration and non-obscuration, the world and its gods would become confused. Youthful Manjushri, however, made this plea to the Bhagavan. Bhagavan, by hearing about obscuration and non-obscuration, the bodhisattvas of the final 500 years will no longer give rise to the desire for worldly affairs. Therefore, please do explain them. The Bhagavan replied, Manjushri, as for obscuration, attachment is an obscuration, hatred is an obscuration, ignorance is an obscuration, generosity is an obscuration, moral conduct is an obscuration, patience is an obscuration, diligence is an obscuration, meditation is an obscuration, transcendent awareness is an obscuration, perceiving the Buddha is an obscuration, perceiving the Dharma is an obscuration, perceiving the Sangha is an obscuration, perceiving emptiness is an obscuration, perceiving signlessness is an obscuration, perceiving wishlessness is an obscuration, perceiving the actual absence of formations is an obscuration, perceiving non-arising is an obscuration, and perceiving enlightenment is an obscuration. Manjushri, in brief, when they are viewed as totally afflicted or fully cleansed, you should regard them all as obscurations. Manjushri asked, Bhagavan, how is generosity an obscuration? How are moral conduct, patience, diligence, meditation, and transcendent awareness obscurations? Manjushri replied to the Bhagavan, in all phenomena, there is indeed no obscuration. Nevertheless, conditioned by their thoughts, childish, ordinary beings engage in obscured activity with regard to generosity, and they engage in obscured activity with regard to moral conduct, patience, diligence, meditation, and transcendent awareness. How is this so? Manjushri, when childish, ordinary beings practice generosity, they do it with disrespect toward miserly sentient beings. Due to their disrespect, those who practice giving get angry and give rise to the faults of resentfulness. The faults of anger and resentfulness plunge them into the hell realms. When childish, ordinary beings observe moral conduct, they speak ill of those neglecting moral conduct, disparaging and treating them contemptuously. When these disparaging remarks are repeated to others, it causes disrespect in many ordinary beings, who will go to the lower realms due to their disrespect. When they practice patience, they declare, We have patience, while those others bear harmful thoughts. Intoxicated with the arrogance of patience, they create all the suffering that results from fundamental heedlessness. When they exert themselves in diligence, they extol themselves and think, Those other monks are lazy and lack diligence. Yet they enjoy the offerings of the faithful. They are not worthy of even enjoying water from a water container. As they exert themselves in diligence, they praise themselves and disparage others. I say that they are childish beings. When they spend their time in the equilibrium of meditation, they give rise to attachment to the joyful bliss of meditation and think, We spend our time in equipoise. Those other monks spend their time in mental distraction. They spend their time enjoying frivolous entertainments. As they enjoy frivolous entertainments, how will they ever become Buddhas? They are far from the enlightenment of a Buddha. Those who take attitudes like these, as long as they think such contemptuous thoughts, will cling tightly to samsara for aeons. Later, if they engage in enlightenment, even if they have great learning, they will imagine that, among all letterless phenomena, the mind is existent. When they observe transcendent awareness, they disdain others. I say that they have no knowledge. I say that they talk even though they do not know. I say that they are not sublime beings. I say that as they conceptualize, they are corrupted. If they enter Mahayana again, they will think, We are foremost in this world, and we are the best in this world. We are supreme in this world. When they see followers of the hearer's vehicle, they will give rise to disrespect, disparage them, denigrate them, and speak ill of them. Due to these evil thoughts and condemnations, they will be reborn in the lower realms. Youthful Manjushri asked the Bhagavan, Bhagavan, are the bodhisattvas not praised because of the Buddha's teachings? Manjushri, what do you think? Replied the Bhagavan. Do the bodhisattvas not regard all sentient beings affectionately? Do they not naturally give rise to altruism? Bhagavan, yes, they do, answered Manjushri. Manjushri, what do you think? Continued the Bhagavan. Would bodhisattvas forsake even a few sentient beings, whether of the hearer's vehicle, the solitary realizer's vehicle, or the Mahayana? Bhagavan, they would not, answered Manjushri. As bodhisattvas regard all sentient beings equally, bodhisattvas would not dismiss even a few sentient beings. The Bhagavan continued, Manjushri, it is like this. Just as a physician does not forsake even a few sentient beings, whether they are a king, a merchant, a householder, or a mendicant, but attends to all with equanimity, and thinks of what he can do to free these sentient beings from their illnesses, Manjushri, likewise the bodhisattva mahasattvas suffuse all sentient beings with compassion and attend to them with equanimity. They think, how can I cause all these sentient beings to find definite release through the Buddha's teachings? Manjushri, it is like this. Just as when the lineage of a medical cure remains unbroken, the physician is pleased and rejoices. Likewise, Manjushri, the bodhisattva mahasattvas are pleased and rejoice when the lineage of the Buddha remains unbroken. Manjushri, not all sentient beings are like physicians. Manjushri, a physician who has the ability to heal is rare. Likewise, Manjushri, not all sentient beings are like the Buddha. Bodhicitta is rare. Not all sentient beings can bear to put on such armor for the purpose of enlightenment. Just as lazy people might think, I shall be a physician, and yet do not seriously observe the practices of physicians, so likewise, not all sentient beings are able to give rise to the mind set on enlightenment. Laziness makes them fall ill. Manjushri, naturally occurring bodhicitta, is rare. Self-arising exalted wisdom is rare. A vast mind is rare. To seriously observe the teachings of the Buddha is rare. Youthful Manjushri asks the Bhagavan, Bhagavan, how can bodhisattvas become unobscured and purified with respect to all phenomena? At this question, the Bhagavan replied to youthful Manjushri, Manjushri, bodhisattvas who see all phenomena as objects of desire will attain purification from karmic obscurations. Those who see all phenomena as objects of hatred will attain purification from karmic obscurations. Those who see all phenomena as objects of delusion will attain purification from karmic obscurations. Furthermore, Manjushri, bodhisattvas who openly delight in the pleasures of the five senses without renouncing or abandoning them, and those who see the Buddha's teaching as essentially desire, will attain purification from karmic obscurations. Furthermore, Manjushri, bodhisattvas who pursue enlightenment through the five obscurations, who do not pursue and attain enlightenment, and who do not have obscurations either, will attain purification of all karmic obscurations. Furthermore, Manjushri, bodhisattvas who have purified the 9 grounds of hostility will attain loving kindness. Those who genuinely discern the development of the ground of their hostility to a particular person, yet do not apprehend a self or others or even loving kindness, being free of apprehending all phenomena in this way, have supreme loving kindness. Thus, bodhisattvas endowed with patience will attain freedom from obscurations. Furthermore, Manjushri, a bodhisattva who sees downfalls as non-downfalls, who sees discipline as non-discipline, who sees affliction as purity, and who sees samsaric realms as the sphere of nirvana, will attain purification from karmic obscurations. Furthermore, Manjushri, a bodhisattva who sees the realm of desire as the sphere of nirvana, who sees the realm of hatred as the sphere of nirvana, and who sees the realm of delusion as the sphere of nirvana, will attain purification of karmic obscurations. Furthermore, Manjushri, a bodhisattva mahasattva who truly sees all phenomena as the teachings of the Buddha will attain purification of karmic obscurations. Furthermore, Manjushri, a bodhisattva who sees all phenomena as arising from the ground of space will attain purification of karmic obscurations. Furthermore, Manjushri, a bodhisattva who does not distinguish between the phenomena of avarice and the phenomena of generosity, who does not distinguish between the phenomena of immoral conduct and the phenomena of moral conduct, who does not distinguish between the phenomena of malice and the phenomena of patience, who does not distinguish between the phenomena of laziness and the phenomena of diligence, who does not distinguish between the phenomena of distraction and the phenomena of meditation, and who does not distinguish between the phenomena of misconstrued wisdom and the phenomena of wisdom, will attain purification of karmic obscurations. Furthermore, Manjushri, a bodhisattva who is convinced that all afflictions are the Buddha Dharma will attain purification of karmic obscurations. Youthful Manjushri asked the Bhagavan, Bhagavan, how do the bodhisattvas integrate the teachings of the Buddha into all afflictions? Manjushri, what do you think? Answered the Bhagavan. Does a phenomenon engage in afflicted acts with respect to another phenomenon? Bhagavan, no, it does not, replied Manjushri. Manjushri, what do you think? Asked the Bhagavan. Does a phenomenon engage in pure acts with respect to another phenomenon? Bhagavan, no, it does not, replied Manjushri. Manjushri, what do you think? Asked the Bhagavan. How did you attain patient forbearance in seeing all phenomena as non-arising? Bhagavan, replied Manjushri, it is with respect to all afflictions that I have attained patient forbearance in seeing all phenomena as non-arising. Why? Bhagavan, since all afflictions arise from the ground of space, I neither seek nor abandon, nor meditate on, nor manifest any phenomenon. Bhagavan, childish ordinary beings are neither separate from the teachings of the Buddha, nor have they realized them. And so, Bhagavan, in order to abandon afflictions, I have abandoned these apprehensions of the Buddha's teaching. Then the Bhagavan praised useful Manjushri. Very well done, Manjushri. Very well done. Manjushri, a long time in the past, incalculable, immeasurable, measureless, inconceivable, unfathomable aeons ago, in a world system called Most Fragrant, the Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, endowed with perfect knowledge and virtue, the Sagata, the knower of the world, the unsurpassed guide who tames beings, the teacher of gods and men, the Buddha Bhagavan stainless light, the essence of the sun, appeared in the world. Manjushri, this Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, stainless light, the essence of the sun, was able to live for 9,000 aeons. The sentient beings of that world system took an interest in the lesser paths. Interest in the great paths decreased. After this Tathagata passed into parinirvana, his sacred dharma endured for 1,000 years. His bodily relics proliferated in the same way that my bodily relics will proliferate. Manjushri, at that time there appeared a monk called Viradatta. He practiced all that is contained in the Buddha's teaching of moral conduct. He was modest, inclined to the higher trainings, and learned. That monk was handsome and lovely to behold. He was of fine color and complexion. One morning he put on his lower garment, took his begging bowl and robes, and went to the great city of Vijaya in order to beg for alms. As he walked around the city begging for alms, he came to a merchant's home. In that merchant's home was a merchant's daughter. Her body was shapely, she was beautiful, lovely to behold, and she had not yet been bestowed upon a husband. When the merchant's daughter saw the monk Viradatta, lustful attentions were aroused in her, and she thought, if I do not gain the monk Viradatta as my husband, I will die. Being unable to talk about this to anyone and deeply distressed by her desire, she became ill. After the monk Viradatta had made his rounds begging for alms, he went to the main temple. The girl's father had died too. The girl's mother asked her, "Why have you fallen so ill?" But the girl did not respond and continued to fast. Then the girl's friends of the same age, who had experienced the same joys and pains, asked her, "Why have you fallen so ill?" The girl replied, "When I saw a certain monk, I gave rise to longing and desire. If I have sex with this monk, I will be cured from my illness, but if I do not have sex with him, I will die." The other girls told her mother what she had said, whereupon her mother thought, if she does not have sex with the monk Viradatta, there is nothing that can be done to keep this girl from dying. And then she thought, I must have my daughter receive instruction for the monk Viradatta. Then the monk Viradatta will come to her home regularly. Subsequently, the monk Viradatta returned to the city of Vijaya in order to beg for alms, and again he went to the merchant's home in order to beg for alms. He went inside, and when he saw the merchant's daughter had become so weak, he asked, "Why has this girl become so weak and ill?" The girl's mother replied, "The girl wanted to listen to the Dharma, but I prevented her. This is why she fell ill." The monk Viradatta therefore said to the girl's mother, "Do not prevent this girl from listening to the Dharma." The mother said, "If you, master, will impart instruction to her, I shall not prevent this girl from listening to the Dharma." The monk Viradatta said, "I shall impart instruction to this girl." "Master, please come to our home regularly," implored the girl's mother. "I shall come," Viradatta replied. When she heard the monk's words, the girl's improper thoughts became less overpowering than they had been, and she thought, "Now I shall by all means make him act according to my desire. I shall seduce him." She said to the monk, "Master, please do me the favor of coming to our home." The monk Viradatta wordlessly indicated his agreement, took his alms, and went to the main temple. Then the girl's mother told her, "Daughter, from now on adorn yourself with jewels, anoint your body with sandalwood, dress yourself in colorful robes. You must make an effort to be sure that he falls under your power." Accordingly, the girl applied herself with effort. Thereafter, the monk Viradatta visited her home repeatedly, and they became friends. From seeing her all the time, he gave rise to lustful intentions toward the girl. Preoccupied by desire, and being in her company, he became fettered by desire. He came together with the girl and had full sexual intercourse with her. Becoming intimate with her and adorning her, he had intercourse with her again and again. The suitor who had previously asked for her hand heard that Viradatta had been sleeping with the girl. Thinking about how the monk Viradatta had been with the girl again and again, he decided to seize him and kill him. When the monk Viradatta heard that the girl's suitor intended to kill him, he thought, "I must send some poison with the girl to bring death to that merchant's son." So the monk Viradatta passed some poison to the girl and said to her, "If you love me, kill your suitor with this poison." The girl took the poison from the monk, mixed it with food, and sent it with the maid, telling her, "Go and offer this to my suitor." The maid offered the food mixed with poison to the girl's suitor. The merchant's son ate the food mixed with poison, and he died. As soon as the monk Viradatta learned that the merchant's son had died, he felt deep distress, thinking, "I have committed a horrific deed. I have committed an inexpiable deed. I have indulged in pleasure, and moreover, I have caused a man to die. What kind of creature am I? What will I become in a future life? I will fall into the hell realms." He felt great physical pain, and he thought, "It is certain that when I die, I will go to the hell realms." Reflecting thus, he wondered, "Is there anyone who can liberate me from this misery?" He wandered from temple to temple, and would collapse to the ground like a felled tree, weeping, "Oh no, oh no, I have become a sentient being of the hell realms." At that time there was a temple called Snow Temple. The monk went to that temple, and when he reached the entrance, he fell to the ground and wept, oh no, I have become a sentient being of the hell realms." The Bodhisattva Mahasattva, liberator from fear, came into the temple, and when he saw the monk crumpled on the ground, he asked him, "Monk, why have you fallen to the ground?" The monk replied, "I have become a sentient being of the hell realms. I have committed a horrific deed. I have engaged in sexual intercourse and also killed a person." But the Bodhisattva, liberator from fear, said to the monk Viradatta, "Monk, do not be afraid. I shall bring an end to your fear." When the monk Viradatta heard these words of reassurance, he was overjoyed and happy. The Bodhisattva, liberator from fear, helped the monk Viradatta up from the ground, took him by his right hand, and they went into a thick forest, where they remained. The Bodhisattva Mahasattva, liberator from fear, then hovered in space at the height of a palm tree and asked the monk, "Monk, do you trust me?" The monk joined his palms and said these words, "I have met the Bhagavan, I have met the Saggata." At that moment, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, liberator from fear, entered the samadhi called the exalted wisdom mudra of the Tathagatas, the entrance gate to the domain of all Buddhas. No sooner had he entered that samadhi than golden forms of Tathagatas endowed with the 32 marks of the Buddha emerged from his body. The forms of those Tathagatas pervaded the entire forest. Those Tathagatas spoke these verses that accord with enlightened speech. All these phenomena are like reflections. Just as the moon appeared as in water, yet is not there, immature minds have become dim and afraid, thus creating toxic thoughts of lust and hate. All phenomena are like space, ever pure and clear, beyond suffering, non-dwelling, and peaceful. There is no one who feels or performs actions. All things are peace, unreal, and without essence. When examined from within, lust cannot be found, nor has anyone ever discovered hate. Immature ones believe that they are attached, yet there is no one who has ever been so. In dreams, they believe in the forms that they see. With liking and disliking, their minds grow dull, wielding weapons and striving to kill, when in fact the weapon and killer do not exist. In this way, immature ones engage in lust, combat, resistance, and also butchery. Their minds deluded, they are frightened and dull. With thoughts of, I must have this, they grasp at joy. These worldly preoccupations are like dreams. Such phenomena are worthless, void, of no essence. Like a mirage or similar to a cloud, lust is without sign, and delusion is peace. Phenomena resemble grass straws and walls. Mind can be found neither inside nor outside. Lust is no living creature, nor sentient person. Hate is neither an individual nor a thing. Causes and conditions form phenomena. Illusions neither confuse nor act. Like a moon in a pool of water, they are unproduced. The body, too, is not there. Attachment to it is worthless. It stems from illusion and is emptiness. Grasping at matter, immature ones dissect and construct. Illusions are worthless, empty, and absent. There is no lust, hatred, and ignorance. All phenomena are void of attributes. With no root seen, they are at peace from the first. Without end, they are void and lack all essence. Lust is clear light. Ignorance is perfect peace. When childish ones see reflected images, they believe in their identity as truth. Of no worth and ungraspable, things do not exist, yet beings wrongly view what is without essence. These phenomena, optical illusions, lust, delusion, and hatred, all ungraspable, like mirages, dreams, and the moon in a pool of water. No one should crave or hate them. They are harmless and empty. No perception of anything can be found. None of these constructions exist. Things are unobservable and perfectly at peace. Delusion, lust, and hatred do not exist. These illusions will never become real. All phenomena are like illusions or dreams, with no apparent origin. None exist. Likewise, though it is seen in a pool, the moon never enters any water. Just so, though the infantile hate and lust, their hatred and desire are never real. Lust cannot be grasped, and hatred does not exist. Ignorance is clear light, conditions are empty. Beings are not perceived, and there is no life. All things are of no import, peaceful, and without essence. There are no eyes, nor are there ears. The nose cannot be found, nor can the tongue. Nothing material has any essence. Intoxicated, the childish are confused. Space is boundless, limitless, endless, inexhaustible, and unproduced. So, too, are all phenomena. They are like rain in the sky, pristine and crystal clear. Manifold phenomena are all fabricated, but none of those fabrications are ever real. The infantile grasp at the skandhas like that too, but none of them either are ever real. The wise do not think of real and unreal, but see the true nature of all things as peace, unarisen and ungraspable, nor have their own bodies ever existed. All things are luminous, unfettered and free, peaceful, not abiding, beyond misery. None of them can be seized. When they know this, the wise will be free. In order to hear the teaching of the Bodhisattva liberator from fear, 42,000 sons of gods assembled in the forest. And upon hearing these verses of teachings, they attained patient forbearance in seeing all phenomena as non-arising. The monk Viradatta also became completely free of fetters, and seeing with a genuine mind of enlightenment the array of the Tathagata's emanations, he fully recognized the nature of this teaching, and attained patient forbearance in seeing all phenomena as non-arising. Manjushri, should you wonder whether at that time the Bodhisattva liberator from fear was someone else, you will not find it so, because the Bodhisattva Maitreya was the Bodhisattva liberator from fear at that time. Manjushri, should you wonder whether at that time the monk Viradatta was someone else, you will not find it so, because the Tathagata jewel moon performing enlightened actions was the monk Viradatta at that time. At this, youthful Manjushri asked the Bhagavan, Bhagavan, did the monk Viradatta attain manifest complete enlightenment? The Bhagavan replied, Manjushri, he attained manifest complete enlightenment, and became the Tathagata jewel moon in the west, as many Buddha fields beyond this Buddha field as there are grains in the sand of the river Ganges in a world system called eternal light. Manjushri, consider how someone who practices this Dharma teaching attained patient forbearance in seeing all phenomena as non-arising, despite having partaken of all that he desired and even having interrupted another's life. How could that be? It was because he understood that everything in the three realms is untrue, and that all sentient beings are like optical illusions. Manjushri, when one abides in the illusion like mind, there is no obscuration with respect to any phenomenon. Further, Manjushri, childish ordinary beings fall into the hell realms, or into birth as an animal, or into the realm of the Lord of Death, due to their own discursive thoughts. Imagining non-existent phenomena, they experience infinite suffering. Youthful Manjushri asked the Bhagavan, Bhagavan, what qualities will a bodhisattva who comprehends, upholds, perfectly masters, and honors this Dharma discourse obtain in this very life? The Bhagavan replied, Manjushri, what do you think? How beneficial is it to the people of Jambudvipa when the sun rises? Bhagavan, answered Manjushri, the benefit is inconceivable. There is boundless light. It allows people to engage in activities. The Bhagavan continued, Manjushri, likewise, through this Dharma discourse, all the bodhisattva's afflictions will be dispelled, and the boundless light of exalted wisdom will arise. He will then attain freedom from obscurations with regard to all phenomena. He will become free of misery, and all fetters will also vanish. He will also swiftly actualize unattached confidence. No Mara or adversary will be able to overcome him. He will also teach the Dharma, and moreover, he will teach the Dharma with limitless confidence. Manjushri, it is like this. Just as when a fire takes hold, it burns away all grass and wood. Likewise, Manjushri, this Dharma discourse burns away all afflictions. Manjushri, it is like this. Just as the majestic snow mountain outshines all the black mountains, likewise, Manjushri, a bodhisattva who is skilled in this Dharma discourse subjugates and outshines in virtue all opponents. Manjushri, it is like this. Just as the wheel-turning emperor outshines all regional kings. Likewise, Manjushri, a bodhisattva who abides by this Dharma discourse outshines those who are skilled in language and composition. Manjushri, it is like this. Just as a monk who holds to the rulers of the Vinaya is skilled in controlling all downfalls, likewise, Manjushri, a bodhisattva who is skilled in this Dharma discourse dispels the regret of all sentient beings of the 10 directions. Manjushri, it is like this. Just as the rising sun makes all gloomy darkness disappear, likewise, Manjushri, a bodhisattva who is skilled in this Dharma discourse, dispels all afflictions of all sentient beings, and thus causes the light of exalted wisdom to manifest. Manjushri, this is because whoever trains in this Dharma discourse trains in the higher training of transcendent awareness. Then the evil Mara came to the Bhagavan and said to the Bhagavan, Bhagavan, you are compassionate. You are the physician of all sentient beings and endowed with a loving heart. If that is so, Bhagavan, all the abodes of Mara are shaken, and I too am stricken with painful suffering. Bhagavan, please do not expound this Dharma discourse. Bhagavan, I will do anything so that this Dharma discourse is not practiced in Jambudvipa. I will do anything so that no one comprehends, holds, and masters this Dharma discourse. I will do anything to make beings perceive this Dharma discourse as a wrong path. I will make them perceive the elaborate sutras with corrupt views. I will employ all means to make various fetters arise, so that the monks abandon this Dharma discourse. At that moment, by the Buddha's miraculous powers, Indra, the chief of the gods, appeared before the Bhagavan. He prostrated with his head to the Bhagavan's feet, cast mandarava flowers toward the Bhagavan, and said to him, Bhagavan, if the evil Mara deliberately tries to make this Dharma discourse decline, Bhagavan, then I shall comprehend this Dharma discourse. I shall hold it and perfectly master it. And after you, the Bhagavan, and the Venerable Ananda have passed into Parinirvana, I shall cause this Dharma discourse to be practiced in Jambudvipa. I shall command the 4 great kings and the host of the Yakshas, together with their retinues, to guard, protect, and shield this teaching. I, too, shall guard, protect, and shield those who comprehend, hold, read, and perfectly master this Dharma discourse. Thereupon, the Bhagavan said to the Venerable Ananda, Ananda, comprehend this Dharma discourse, establish it, assemble it, perfectly master it, and teach it widely to others, because, Ananda, it is the Dharma mirror of all phenomena. Ananda said, Bhagavan, just as the Tathagata commands, I shall comprehend this Dharma discourse. Bhagavan, what is the name of this Dharma discourse? How shall it be retained? The Bhagavan answered, Ananda, for all these reasons, retain this Dharma discourse with a name, Purification of Karmic Obscurations. Also retain it with a name, Entering the Unobscured Exalted Wisdom. When this Dharma discourse was expounded, the minds of 60 monks were liberated from all defilements, without remainder. 80 bodhisattvas attained patient forbearance in seeing all phenomena as non-arising. When the Bhagavan had thus spoken, youthful Manjushri, the venerable Ananda, the monks, and the worlds of gods, humans, demigods, and Gandharvas rejoiced and highly praised the Bhagavan's words.